What was the purpose of this miracle? Presumably, it was to authenticate the Fatima revelation, which consists of 3 secrets given to the children. However, perhaps the miracle has an additional meaning. If that is the case, then there are 2 possibilities. Either it symbolized the final judgment at the end of history, or it symbolized the worldwide illumination of conscience prior to the end of history. Pope John III seems to have suggested the former interpretation, that the miracle of the sun symbolized the final judgment. Thomas Patrisco writes, though Pope John III did not reveal the 3rd secret on schedule in 1960, he told a French philosopher and recorded in his journal that the fall of the sun at Fatima was more than a warning of possible nuclear war if society refused to change. It was eschatological, he said, in the sense that it was like a repetition or an annunciation of a scene at the end of time for all humanity assembled together. Others familiar with modern private prophecies have suggested the latter interpretation, that the miracle of the sun symbolized the worldwide illumination of conscience. According to Patrisco, who refers to the worldwide illumination of conscience as the warning. Curiously, some have even conjectured that the miracle of the sun at Fatima, which was none other than a ball of fire hurling toward the earth, was possibly a preview of the warning, for it included a celestial object like a comet that induced a response from the people which left them very affected. 3 details of the miracle could be applied to either possibility. The sun seems to symbolize God. The more than 70,000 people assembled seem to symbolize humanity. And the terrified reaction of the more than 70,000 people when the sun descended seems to symbolize sinful humanity's reaction to the near approach of God. It is the end of the miracle that tends to suggest a worldwide illumination of conscience rather than the final judgment. The people's clothes, previously wet from the rain, were miraculously dried. This is consistent with the purpose of the worldwide illumination of conscience, which is for people to repent, thus cleansing their souls. On the other hand, if the miracle symbolized the final judgment, then it could have included details that suggested the events that occur prior to the final judgment, which include the rapture and wrath of God. For example, the children could have been levitated, thus suggesting the rapture, but nothing like this occurred. In short, although some details are consistent with either interpretation, the miracle of the sun is more similar to the worldwide illumination of conscience than to the final judgment.